to an afro. 1 minute, you're an ordinary bloke bashing out songs in the lounge room with a few of your mates. The next, you're a global superstar, blinded by the glare of celebrity paparazzi crawling up your trouser leg, the whole world following your every move. That's got to be weird, but it's daily life for my first guest, a man who's brought you many hits, including this.
Come out of things unsaid, shoot an apple off my head, and a trouble that can be named, a tiger's waiting to be tamed, singing.
From Coldplay, please welcome Chris Martin.
I don't like having to listen to our music for you. Come on.
You don't like listening to it?
I would have preferred it if you played some Simply Red or something relaxing.
Oh, really?
No.
Why?
No, I feel
You've just had enough?
Well, I feel like the mix could have been better and...
Oh, I see. But when you're recording the album, I mean, X and Y was about an 18-month experience. When you're recording it, you've got to listen to it.
Yeah, of course. We love recording and we always can't wait to do it again. But whenever we finished, I think we kind of need to just never see it again, you know?
So...
Except we have to play it every night.
Yeah, you have to play it every night.
A year and a half.
There is that little problem.
So we like playing it still, you know?
Yeah.
We love playing it. I don't know, I think it's the same as seeing your baby pictures or something. It's very embarrassing when people get them out.
Oh, no, I just look at myself and think, yeah, I had a 5 o'clock shadow, but how cute. But, I mean, can you go back now and listen to Parachute, your first album?
No.
When will you be able to?
That's a fantastic question. I think if I ever get married again, I might put it on to impress someone. But I can't imagine that ever happening.
Did it work the first time?
No. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's silly to not listen to your own music. I don't think so. I think because the thing is you don't learn anything when you listen to your own music. So I always try and listen to other people's things and read other things, and because I'm always looking for the next thing to do.
Well, I remember that when the Beatles heard the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, that was a great spur for them to Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah, it was.
They said, we got to do something as good as this.
Well, they did Revolver, and then Brian Wilson heard that, and he said, I'm going to better that, and then they did Sgt. Pepper. So you need that. So we really listen intently to anything else that comes out, and then we also listen to Sgt. Pepper, and I mean, we're not anywhere near that yet, but there's no point in being on the planet unless you aim super high, I think.
Super high. So, because you've got a great opportunity now, and I'm sure you're aware of it, because Coldplay has been so successful, you both have the time and the resources now to actually create something fantastic.
I know.
Which is the scariest thing in the world, the blank page.
Well, it's not though, because it's almost like we've been given a job. I feel like we're at the point where, and this might sound very arrogant, but I feel like we're at the point where we've been given the job of being this famous band, and now it's what we do. It's like winning the presidency or something, in my view. So it's not what we've done, it's what we're going to do with it. You know, we can either get really into coke and hookers, or we can... Yeah, we could just do that. or we can be totally inspired and try and do the... I know what we're going to do, but I can't say it because...
Yes, you can. No one will tell anyone. It's...
I don't... You know, I like I said, I feel like we've somehow cheated our way into this position, and so now we're going to do something that's really good. That's how I feel, but obviously we've done some stuff that's okay, but it can always be better. We were walking down on Bronte Beach yesterday, and we walked past this group of guys playing soccer, like everybody is in the world at the moment, and they were all from the Bronte Beach Surf Club, and one of them was like, oh man, I love your music. And then another one was like, you guys suck. and then when we were, so it started really positive. It's like, Coldplay. You guys are great, you guys suck. And then when we were far enough away to not be a threat anymore, it's like, your music is terrible. So we're well aware that we have to improve, you know. And before we went past Bronte Beach Surf Club, we weren't so sure.
Well, I'm glad to know that was a definitive moment for you.
I'd like to thank that 9-year-old guy who whose balls haven't dropped for ruining my life.
Did you say that to him? You know, your balls haven't dropped.
Well, it's all...
They find it very hard to come back from that 9-year-old.
It's funny because when someone insults you, like, to your face about your music, the first thing you want to do is pick on something about their appearance. It's a terrible thing, but I had this... I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I had this woman the other day who was, for some reason, parked outside our house because she wanted to get something or other. And I would never say this to anyone else in the world, but she drove me so crazy that I advised her to go to Weight Watchers, which was like not a very nice thing to say, and I'm not proud of it. But it's weird how if you sort of feel like you're being attacked and you therefore become a real...
Yeah, it's a human reaction.
I don't know if I can say arsehole. Anyway, what can you do? So my point is, it annoys me when you sort of become... It's best to just let all that stuff go over your head, but sometimes you're not strong enough to do that.
Does songwriting come easily to you? Is it a gift?
Yeah, it comes easily, but it doesn't necessarily come good. So I could write a song about your 5 o'clock shadow and your rimless glasses in an instant.
Yeah.
And it would probably do very well on the pop charts, but it wouldn't be artistically meretricious.
So which gets back to, how do you measure the difference between okay and good?
I think maybe by whether someone says something to you that really means something, like it did something for them, a song. When someone comes up to me and specifically says, oh, that video, I was doing this, and we often get, like, sad boyfriend stories, which is sad, but, someone's got to write songs that are good for that situation. And
I'm interested in this idea of performance connecting with the audience. In Atlanta a few years ago, there was a concert of yours that was rained off, but people were still queuing in the rain.
Yeah.
So you guys went and played a kind of acoustic gig.
Yeah, we went busking, yeah.
In the car park. What was that like?
Well, busking is great. We've only been busking twice. The first time was our drummer, Will, and myself had no money, and this must have been in 1999. And we both were saying to each other, you're really good at singing, and I think we were quite talented. And he would say to me, no, I think you're really quite talented, and we really could do something. So we had this great self-importance. So one day we said, okay, we're going to go into the middle of London, because we're great at music, obviously, and we're going to set the town on fire with busking, and we're going to, on a Saturday, we're going to have all the kids round, and we're going to make tons of money, and we're going to fill our hats, or caps, I can't remember the specific headgear, and we're going to really make everyone's afternoon great. And we went busking, and we were there for 5 minutes, and we played Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel, and then we played, I think, something from the Jungle Book. and then we got moved off by the police. And we made nothing. So that's when we decided that doing covers probably was not going to... And then we realised we weren't actually as good as we thought, so we went back to square one.
So when you did
busking takes a lot of balls.
When you did the equivalent of busking in Atlanta, but now as a very successful band, what was that experience like?
Well, we had different material.
Yeah.
But we still played bare necessities.
Far more intimate, though, than you're used to. You're playing stadiums, generally.
No, not stadiums. We tried playing stadiums is no fun. No. Not at the moment. I think you have to grow into that, probably. I think you have to have long hair to play a stadium. Because if you flick your head in a stadium and you don't have long hair, the person at the back just thinks you're having some sort of attack. Whereas if you have long hair and then it looks like a big stadium gesture. Maybe this sounds like nonsense to you guys. But this is my job, to study these things. And I think it's the sort of thing we'll grow into. Or not, But I get your point, and your point is, I don't think it's any different playing to 100 people to playing to 20,000. In fact, I find it easier to play to 20,000 and to make it more intimate because I'm less intimidated by the one guy in the check shirt, or the handsome man with the tie pin, I can just see a sea of people. I can just see a sea of people.
You're aware of them.
And I'm excited, and we find it really comfortable in that situation. Much more than if you're playing like someone's wedding or something.
There's also the distance music.